Hi guys, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we're just going to speak about how I balance university, sewing, and social media and content creation, which is a lot to do in a week, but it is something very beneficial to learn. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Nicole. I am doing my master's this year and next year. I'm also sewing on the side, and I'm also posting on YouTube and TikTok. So people might think this might not be a lot on my plate, but if you have to look at how much time it takes to do something, in terms of my workflow, it's actually quite a lot, and having to juggle the three of them in a week is very exhausting, but I don't know, I enjoy it a lot. So the first section I have are my university responsibilities. So if you don't know me already, I'm doing my thesis, which is a lot of time and effort, and I'm doing whether kombucha leather will be accepted into the South African market. I know most people don't know anything about kombucha leather. You can look on my page. I've got a video about kombucha leather and me making it, but it's a big textile that is used in Europe and the United States. So I'm testing whether that will be accepted in the South African market as an alternative to traditional and synthetic leathers. Many people might think research projects don't require a lot of time and effort, but they really do, because you have to use a lot of brain power to think about it. The only assignments we really have are in terms of submitting things on time. So I've got proposal presentations in April about my research, and then I've also got to submit my research proposal soon, which is just a 15-page document of my whole research. So that requires a lot of time, energy, and brain power to figure out, but I'm pretty much done my research proposal. I just need to fine-tune my methodology section, as well as doing my questionnaire and my focus group questions. The biggest thing I could say on how to balance masters is really mapping it out on a calendar. So I use Google Calendar to pretty much do anything in my life. If it's sewing, if it's content creation, or anything in terms of university, it goes into my Google Calendar. So that's pretty much in terms of my university stuff, but that's also just the research aspect to it. So actually reading articles, writing things out, and doing citations, which takes a lot of effort. Sometimes I'm like at the computer from 8 in the morning until 3 p.m. and that's just one aspect of it. Since I'm making kombucha leather, having to maintain my 3 massive jars with tea and sugar while also taking some out to dry is also a lot of work in itself. People might not think that way, but there are my other pets that I have at home that I have to make sure that they're happy, and they are making more Scooby for me because I need to make a bag. So that's pretty much my university responsibilities. It isn't a lot. The only other responsibility I have obviously is going to my supervisor and scheduling appointments, but right now nothing is concerning me in terms of where I am currently with the progress I've made. So that's not too bad, but it can change. We have my sewing aspect, and if you don't know already, sewing takes a lot of time and energy to do. I started sewing in 2020, and after 4 years of studying and now doing masters, sewing has become my passion and my love in my life. So social media and sewing sort of go together because I'm mostly posting what I'm sewing online, so through YouTube or through TikTok. So these two sort of go together. But if we're talking about what type of sewing projects I'm doing, is that it's heavily dependent on what I need to make. So like my skirt series, each episode took about a week to film, edit, sew and make a finished product. So it takes quite a lot of time depending on what you're doing and the amount of time you needed. That's also me balancing posting on social media but also doing my thesis at the same time. it really depends, because if I need to prioritize doing masters a bit more, then I choose projects that aren't as time consuming, because sewing can take up to 6 or 7 hours of the day depending on what you are making, but also depends on if you're filming it or not, because filming is a different concept completely. That takes a lot more time because you have to set up cameras. So how I balance my, masters while sewing is looking at, okay, what do I need to complete this week for my masters? Okay, that's going to take this much time. Okay, my sewing can only be a small project, like 4 easy things to sew under 30 minutes or camera bag stuff. Then that will, depend on what I'm actually sewing. In terms of how I fit sewing into my schedule, like I said, depends on what I want to make. So obviously if I'm making a t-shirt, I normally only leave sewing to 1 day, 2 different days. I never ever will do masters and sewing on the same day. Normally on Saturdays or Mondays I film sewing, so the whole of Saturday will be blocked out only for sewing, and then Sundays might be blocked only for masters, and then editing happens on both days. So I don't mind doing masters and then editing and then sewing and editing, because it's also sort of a creative outlet and it doesn't require as much time and effort really to do any of that. So in terms of content creation, I've got a lot of different things that I do. So in terms of YouTube, I always post on Thursdays and Fridays. Thursdays are normally my sewing days. It can either be me actually sewing a garment, or it could be me doing something related to sewing, like pattern making, and then the next week I'll actually sew what I've made. So Thursdays are really only sewing days, or you doing mood boards or something like that. While Fridays I like to post more of my lifestyle content, so videos like this where I sit down and talk, or doing vlogs always get posted on a Friday, because I don't know, Fridays are fun days and I think lifestyle belongs on a Friday. I always film on a Saturday or a Sunday, or a Saturday and Monday. Like today I'm currently filming on Monday, if you can tell. And then TikTok is a different thing. TikTok I don't want to think about. I have this love-hate relationship with TikTok. I try to film every day for TikTok, whether that be an outfit video or something really silly, or talking about books. That will be posted on TikTok. TikTok I'm not very consistent at. What I like to do is that I like to film content of that thing I've sewn. So specifically if it's an item of clothing, I film I think over 10 different TikToks, put it in my drafts, and then the day before that video gets released, I normally post the TikToks, or I'll post one TikTok the day before the video goes out, and then I'll post the rest, like 2 or 3 on the day it's out. But in between the week, sometimes like after that video is posted, I will post some other videos, or the video of me wearing that outfit that I've just sewn. And then all of my TikToks that I post, I have that thing on TikTok where it saves the video that you posted, and then I just go into YouTube and I upload the shorts. That's how I stay consistent on YouTube. So I try to post every day on TikTok. It's normally, if I am posting on TikTok, it's normally 1 video a day. Sometimes it's 2 if I'm feeling I've got enough content. But I don't really have any set schedule plans on how I post on TikTok. It's just really dependent on if there's a sewing video coming out that week, and then I plan when I'm releasing those videos. But I do like to give sneak peeks on TikTok of what's coming out, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The biggest thing I would suggest for people wanting to balance more things in their life is identifying things within your life. So obviously people might be a student, so you identify what are all the tasks that I need to do for like the next 2 weeks for that certain aspect of my life, and you find the best way on how to like fit it into your calendar for the next 2 weeks. That's the best thing that's worked for me, and it makes me stay atop and not fall apart and break down. So if you guys want to, you're more than welcome to share down in the comments how you balance your own life. Maybe you got a few tips and tricks for me. Maybe I need to be a bit better. Any masters out there in terms of posting on TikTok, please comment down below, because I think I'm sick and tired of TikTok right now. Please comment them, please tell me them, because I need to be better. I need to learn more. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope I didn't talk your ear off too much, but I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon.